Hi guys, in this video I will show you how to set up a payment plan or installment payments for your customers on Seller. So if you're looking to set up a payment plan so your customers can pay installmentally for your services or online course, you can set that up right here on Seller. To use this feature on Seller, you want to create a subscription product. And in order to do this, what you want to do is to navigate to the top right to the hamburger icon, and to the left select product and then click on add product. Next thing you want to do is to select the type of product you want to create, and for this we are going to select subscription. Okay, select subscription and click on next. Now the first thing to do is to add your product image or images, so I'll just browse one from my computer. So after adding the image, the next thing is to name your product, so I'll just name this installment. So the next thing to do is to put in your product price right here. If you set it up on your store to manually add the price in other currencies, you would see them all here, right? So for me, I've set it up in my store settings to manually add my product price in Naira, USD and GHS. If you don't know how to set this up, please check out the video where I talk extensively on how to set up your store. So now, in determining your price for an installment payment, if your product or your services or your online course is 200,000 for example, and you want to create an installment for 2 payments of 100,000 each, right? You can create a subscription product with the price 100,000. However, if you want to create a 3 subscription plan and the product or your service or your online course price is 150,000, right? But you want the installment payment to be in 3 parts, then what you want to do is to break that 150,000 into 3 parts. That is 50,000, 50,000, 50,000, right? Once you do that, then the subscription price here is going to be 50,000. That means your customers are going to pay 50,000 3 times to sum up the 150,000. However, if it's a 2-time installment payment, if it's a 200,000 course and you want them to pay 100,000 twice, then the product price for the subscription is going to be 100,000, and not the entire 200,000 that your course is actually worth, right? So I'll just assume that this product that we're creating actually costs 200,000 and is a 2-time installment payment. So I would just say the product price here is 100,000. Okay, 100, 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay. Make sure you don't put commas when putting your price. Okay, so now that we fill out our price, if you want to put a price slash, like to show your customers that the product is discounted, you can select the option that says show striked out original price. Once you select that, a box will pop out for you to put in the original price. So after creating your product, this price here will be striked out, showing your customers that this product is discounted, right? However, for this video, I will just uncheck this option and then go straight to the description section. Now you can be really creative with this description section. That is, you can highlight, you can underline, even embed links to text in this section, right? You can even use different headings. You can use large headings. Okay, you can even use another small heading here. You can make text bold, italic, you can underline. You can even change text color, right? So there's a whole lot of things you can do here. You can embed images as well. You can embed links. You can also embed YouTube videos. Just get the YouTube video URL, put that here and click on save. Then the video will pop out. Alright, so you can play around with all of this and see what you come up with in the description section. Alright, so once you're done with that, you want to make sure you select the right product type, which is, for this case, subscription. And now this is where the work is, this place where we have interval, right? So now, since it's a subscription, you want to select how you want your customers to be billed. That is how many times they get to pay up or how you want the payment plan to be like. Like I said earlier, if you're setting up a 2-time payment, what you want to do is to split the original amount of the cost into 2. So the cost is 200k and you want the customers to pay 2 times, right? You split 200k into 2, that would be 100k. So the product price will be 100k, and then in the interval here, that is where you're now going to set it up when you want them to pay the next 100k to sum it up to 200k. But if your product is 150k, for example, and you want them to pay 3 times, that's 3 installments, you can divide that into 3, that is 50, 50, 50, and then the product price is going to be 50k instead of the entire cost price, which is 150,000, right? And under the intervals, that is where you're not going to set how you want them to pay for the course. So let's take for example that your product is 200k, like we've said, and you want to create an installment for 2 payments of 100k each, right? So you would have to set the subscription limit to 1. That is, the number of times the customer will be charged after their first payment is 1 time, which means after the first subscription plan of 100k, the customer would be charged 1 more time only to sum it up to 200k, right? So once you select the number of times you want your customers to be charged, the next thing is to decide on the interval, right? And now this interval means when the next billing would occur after the first payment. So if you want the next payment to be a month after they made the first payment, what you want to do is to select the monthly option. However, if you want it to be a week after, what you want to do is select weekly. If you want it to be 3 months after, you can select quarterly, or you can select biannual, that's 6 months after. It all depends on you. However, what if you want the customer to pay up in 2 weeks or maybe 3 weeks or something? What you want to use is to select the custom interval option, right? Once you select custom interval, it's going to create another option here, which is custom interval. Then you can select, okay, you want it to be a day or a week or a month, so you can say week. And once you select week, it's going to bring another option again that say custom interval. Is it 1 week after the first payment, or 2 weeks, or 3? So this way you can now select, oh, I want them to pay 1 week after their first payment, 2 weeks after their first payment, or 3 weeks after their first payment, right? So this option is best when you don't want the customers to pay a month after. Maybe you want them to pay 2 weeks after or 3 weeks after. All you just have to do is select custom interval, select week, and then select the number of weeks. That's 3 weeks after their first payment. Now, this number of times the customer will be charged after their first payment here is 1. This is because this is a 2-time installment payment, right? However, if it's a 3 times installment payment, then the number of times the customer will be charged after their first payment is going to be set to 2, right? So after they pay the first subscription money, that is when they are going to like subscribe for the first time, right? Then they will be charged 2 more times. When you set this number of times the customer will be charged to 2, that means they'll be charged 2 more times. And if you sum it up to the first payment, then it's going to be 3 installments. Do you get it? Yeah. So I'm just going to change this to 1 because you're working with 2 installments. You can also set 4 installments, any amount of installment that you want. That is totally dependent on you, right? So once you set the interval and the number of times the customer will be charged, right, and the customer subscribes, they will be billed according to the billing cycle you've selected, right? So since we selected this customer, we'll say we want the custom to be 3 weeks. So what is going to happen is that seller will automatically bill the customer 1 more time 3 weeks after the first payment is made, right? So if the number of times customer will be charged is set to 2, then seller will bill them 2 more times 3 weeks after the first payment is made. But if you set to 1, seller will bill them 1 more time 3 weeks after the first payment is made. Please note, for subscriptions that are limited, that is when the number of times the customer will be charged is not set to 0, right? For example, just like this one that we've created, we say the number of times the customer will be charged is set to 1, which is a limited subscription, right? The system assumes it is a part payment subscription. So your customers won't get an option to cancel the subscription until all the payments are complete. They'll get the reminders of their payments being due and notice when we are unable to charge their card. But they won't have the option to cancel the subscription. Only you as the merchant has that option from your dashboard. Another thing to note is whenever we try to charge a customer and it fails, we send an email notification to both the merchant and the customer that the charge failed with a reason why. Example, insufficient funds, card expired, or card declined. That way you are both aware. When we are trying to charge a card for the first time and it fails, we'll try again a day after and 2 days after. That is, we try to charge your customer's card 3 times. And if we're unable to do that, we're also going to let you, the merchant, and the customer know why we're unable to charge their card. Now, once you've set your billing cycle and intervals, select the category. So this is the category. You can say video trainings. You can just select any category here that suits you. That's a choice. I'll just leave it as training, right? Then you can leave everything as it is and create this product. That is, you can leave this option that says automatically redirect the buyer to an external URL after a purchase unchecked as it is, and just create the product, right? If you leave this option as it is, that is unchecked, after the customer subscribes, right, the customer is being sent to the receipts page. That's to seller's receipts page where they can download the receipts after they pay. However, if you check this option that says automatically redirect the buyer to an external URL after a purchase, you need to add an external URL right here. And if you do that, the customers will be redirected to the external URL after payment. So if you want your customers to join a Facebook group, for instance, a WhatsApp group, or a Telegram group after paying for this product or service, right, then you really need to check this automatically redirect the buyer to an external URL option, and then you have to put the Facebook group link here, or the WhatsApp group link, or the Telegram group link right here before creating your product. However, if you do not want to redirect them to anywhere, any group or any page, then you want to make sure that this option is unchecked. And once you uncheck that, then you can go ahead to click on create product. Now once your product is live, you can share the link with your customers, and when they try to pay, their cards will be connected automatically at checkout. Since it's a subscription plan, and this is so we can charge them again on the next billing date, right? So let's check this product out. Okay, now you can see here that, please note, this is a recurring payment subscription of 2 payments. That's 2-part payment. After your first payment, you will be charged 1 more time. Get that? Your next charge of 100,000 will be in 3 weeks. So seller actually put the notice here so they know exactly what they are getting into, right? And then the customer can go ahead to subscribe, and once they subscribe, their cards will be connected at checkout. So now this is how to set up a payment plan or installment payments for your customers on Seller.